Welcome to meditation. Welcome to this natural abilities meditation. Let's look at developing 12 of these abilities, and let's call them powers. Join with me in consciousness as I speak this meditation in the first person, present tense, and the positive. Allow the words that I speak to be the words of your own heart. So in this moment, I breathe, relax, and remember, there is only one thing going on here: spirit. It is everything seen and unseen. It is all of me and so much more. And as I breathe and relax into this knowing, I choose to become aware of the natural and divine powers of spirit within me. I know I am always guided by the spirit within. So I take this time to encourage and develop them. For I am ready to become all I can be. Within me, there are infinite possibilities to discover. I am capable of unlimited strength, absolute knowing, a healthy life, and many other undiscovered abilities beyond my current awareness. As my awareness of the 12 spiritual abilities increases, I call on them to express in the perfect ways for me and for my life. I commit to the discipline, dedication, and conscious recognition of my divine nature. I am divine. I am having this beautiful human experience. I am one. I open to the expansion of my natural powers and abilities, and know they are expressed through my body and all my relationships. I know these abilities are initiated through the wisdom within me, from divine mind to my mind. I feel this transformation in consciousness in every part of my life, beginning with my body. I begin with focusing on my ability to have faith. My faith is an energy that draws to me my deepest desires from the invisible field of pure potentiality. I have a deep inner knowing that what I desire is already mine for the taking. With faith, I easily look past appearances of lack, limitation, or difficulty, and know that even though I do not see it, except in my mind, it is enough. Through faith, I know with an inner knowing the idea is already complete in spirit. I claim it now. My faith is my ability to perceive my good, even with evidence to the contrary. I am positive expectancy and declare that the power, wisdom, love, and presence of spirit are real and here and now. Spiritual strength is my natural ability. As one with the mind of God, my strength is my endurance. I embody the continuous and sustained energies of creation. I am strong. I am stable. I have the power to resist temptation. I have the capacity to accomplish all I set out to do. I am dependable. I have the capacity to endure. My spiritual strength is courage and confidence to exemplify non-resistance. I easily demonstrate a calm, focused, God-centered attitude of mind. Spiritual judgment or discernment is my natural ability. I easily evaluate through comparison or contrast. I open to my ability to spiritually understand. I follow the wisdom within to appraise, evaluate, and distinguish. I make excellent decisions. I maintain enlightened objectivity about my life and my world. Spiritual love is my natural ability. I am love. In divine mind, I am one with all, and all is one with divine mind. I am unity. I align with this power, remembering it joins and binds together the universe and everything in it. Love is harmonizing and constructive. I am love. The love in me, in consciousness, supports and rebuilds, reestablishes and restores me and my life. As I express divine love, I love for the sake of loving. I see good everywhere and in everybody. The love in me harmonizes and heals. The love in me attracts harmony and unity. Love expands my ability to comprehend oneness. As an expression of spiritual love, I totally, unconditionally accept everyone and everything. Spiritual power is my natural ability. I have the natural ability to control my thoughts and feelings. I have the ability to use the power of spirit to transform divine ideas into my reality. I am taking control over my thoughts and feelings in order to come into a greater awareness of spirit within and in my life. I am the author of my life through this natural spiritual power. I am so grateful that the greatest creative power is through my realization of the power of God within me. My words are the instruments through which this power is manifested in my life. Spiritual imagination is my natural ability. It is through imagination that my thoughts and feelings take form. My ideas are first projected into my mind, and then they are created in consciousness. Imagination enables me to conceive and visualize. Imagination shapes thoughts into mental images filled with color, variety, and dimension. As I use my imagination, my thoughts become powerful images which shape my world for the better in every way. Spiritual understanding is my natural ability. Spiritual understanding is my ability to transcend my intellect to a deeper knowing, a broader perspective. As I open to and allow understanding, I receive insights and guidance. Through understanding, I increase my capacity to gain direct guidance from the spirit within me. I align with spiritual intelligence as I make choices. Spiritual will is my natural ability. As I tap into divine will, I see all things through spiritual eyes. I gradually and easily expand into this realization. I transcend the limits of my personality to see love is all there is. The divine through me leads me back to the one. Divine will activates all my natural abilities. Through the power of will, I easily say yes or no to opportunities and options. As my awareness is filled with divine will, I am happy to be guided and give conscious consent to the inner guidance of spirit. Spiritual order is my natural ability. I align with divine order. I know everything is happening at the right and perfect time and place, with the right and perfect people and circumstances. I lean into divine order and relax, trusting divine order aligns me with a deep inner knowing that all is well and progressing perfectly. I know what is mine to do at the perfect time. I am in harmony with life. I participate consciously in the process of life. Spiritual enthusiasm is my natural ability. Enthusiasm compels me to move forward in any venture and accomplish amazing things. With enthusiasm, I can achieve marvelous results that the mind conceives. Enthusiasm is the impulse to go forward. I encourage the urge within me to propel me forward. With enthusiasm, I know, speak, and do good. Spiritual elimination is my natural ability. I use my ability to release, to let go of old thoughts, so new thoughts can fill my consciousness. I easily release false beliefs and open my mind to new, more empowering, loving, spirit-led ideas. Elimination enables me to surrender to spirit any thought that is not for my highest good. My highest good is unfolding now. Spiritual life is my natural ability. Filled with life, I live, move, and have my being in this body. Life animates me. Life is my ability to express spirit within me. I am the hands and feet of spirit in expression through the power of life. The infinite mind of God fills my awareness with all I require to transform where I am in consciousness and spiritual growth. I embody the spiritual powers I am designed to express and experience my divine potential. I am love in action. And I release these words to the absolute law of mind, knowing it is already done. Please join with me in affirming, and so it is.
Yeah, I could handle that or something. Okay.
Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Unity Spiritual Center of Hamilton. Welcome to everybody who's joining us online. We are always appreciative of your presence. And here at Unity, we go beyond practice and truth. We go to recognize that we are expressions of truth. My name is Marcia Daly. I'm your presider for today, and we're going to start off with a hot number by Eddie Watkins. Yes, 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 sung for us by our very own Emilio Zaris.
Thank you. Yes. Sure. All right, fantastic. I don't know what's going on.
We're doing a new song this morning. Come up here just and sing along.
All right, here we go. We're starting with Yes, Yes, Yes by Eddie Watkins Jr. Right? Here we go. Oh yeah. If it could be that we agree to live in harmony, that is, and singing humanity, would you say yes? Yes, yes, yes. If it could be that we agree to meet on common ground, plant a tree, spread the fruit of love all around, would you say yes? Yes, yes, yes. Come on, everybody, sing with me. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. If you believe in you and me, say yes, yes, yes. That's it, Patrick. Say it again. Woo! If you believe like I believe, we can make a better world. Listen to each other, every voice is heard, singing yes, 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 yes. Woo! What would you say if we found a way to end all poverty? So all within dignity, see to shine and see. Oh, would you say yes? Come on, everybody, sing yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. If you believe in you and me, say yes, yes, yes. Ooh. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. If you believe in you and me, say yes, yes, yes. One more time, here we go. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. If you believe in you and me, say yes, yes, yes.
Thank you, Patrick.
Thank you, Patrick.
We'll see you later.
All right, our next song is I Give Myself Permission by Karen Drucker. I give myself permission. I give myself permission. I give myself permission to be all I can be. I give myself permission to live passionate and free. I give myself permission to be all I can be. I give myself permission to live passionate and free. I give myself permission to be all I can be. I give myself permission to live passionate and free. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful. beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It is not just in some of us, it is in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fears, our presence automatically liberates others. I give myself permission to be all I can be. I give myself permission to live passionate and free. I give myself permission to be all I can be. I give myself permission to live passionate and free. I give myself permission to be all I can be. I give myself permission to live passionate and free. I give myself permission to be all I can be. I give myself permission to live passionate and free. All right. Now we're going to do A World That Works for Everyone by Eddie Watkins Jr. We are creating a world that works for everyone. Yes, we're amazing, and we've just begun to feel the power and freedom to be who we came here to be, as we discover each other and celebrate humanity. We are creating a world that works for everyone. Yes, times are changing. It's all a revolution as we are walking together. Love is leading the way through the fields of compassion to a world that works for everyone. To a world that works for everyone. As we are walking together, love is leading the way through the fields of compassion to a world
Join with me in consciousness for this opening intention. As I breathe into this moment, I remember that I am one with all that is. I am the architect of my life based on my thoughts, feelings, expectations, and beliefs. And so everything in my life has been created through me because of who I am being. So today I choose to be abundance, health, joy, and all good things. And I know that as I set this intention, every right idea fills my consciousness. And I know exactly my next steps. So with a grateful heart, I let go and I let it be so. Please join with me in affirming. And so it is.
This week's inspiration: angels bear witness. They are guardian spirits who watch, protect, and guide us throughout our lives. Sometimes they take human form. At other times, they are pure spirit, unseen, unimaginable, just forever present. Angels represent for us a vision of innocence, of beings not burdened by guilt or shame. Our cultural passion for the angelic expresses our longing to be in paradise, to return on earth to a time of connectedness and goodwill, to a time when we were heart whole. In representation, angels are most often given as a childlike visage, to remind us that enlightenment comes only as we return to a childlike state. As guardians of the soul's well-being, they care for us and with us. Our turning toward the angelic is evocative of our yearning to embrace spiritual growth. It reveals our collective desire to return to love. It reveals our collective desire to return to love. I thought I wasn't finished. And that comes from Bell Hooks' All About Love, pages 225 to 227.
Our next song is I Choose Love by Sue Riley and Karen Taylor Good. Peace in my life is growing because I choose love. Love's always present, it's what I'm made of. I choose love. We are a part of each other. We are one. One tie that binds us that can't be undone. I choose love. Peace in my family is growing because I choose love. Let love be present. It's what we're made of. I choose love. We are a part of each other. We are one. One loving family, sharing one son. I choose love. peace for our planet is growing because I choose love. Let love be present, it's what we're made of. I choose love. We are all part of each other. We are one. One choice unites us. Let this be the one. I choose love. I choose love. I choose love.
Well, this month we've been talking about love, and today I'm going to be talking about olives stuffed with almonds. Or in other words, love lifts us up. And I'm sure you're wondering, what the heck? Well, I'll get to it. And you can have one with me after if you want. So prosperity begins as a state of consciousness before it becomes an outer experience. Prosperity is believing life is infinitely more creative than our fears. Have you ever prayed for abundance while simultaneously checking your bank account to make sure that it hadn't gotten worse since breakfast? Because we do have a tendency to cancel things out. You know, you say you want something and then you look for it like it's not here yet. So what you've really done is canceled it out. So one of my favorite Unity ministers, Reverend Edwene Gaines, some of you maybe know her name, tells a wonderful story about what she calls her first big demonstration. And what we call a demonstration is when we have envisioned and imagined something into our life and it shows up. So at the time she was broke, those are her words, not mine. Yet her teacher challenged her to stop living from the consciousness of scarcity and to begin living from the consciousness of abundance. And it's like, how do you do that? So she imagined a trip to Mexico because that to her would be abundance. So she dreamed of taking a vacation to Mexico City, even though she had no money to make it happen. Now think about something that maybe you've been holding off on because there's something in the way of that happening and you just figure, oh, there's no way. So I want you to think about that idea as we progress today. So her spiritual teacher challenged her to stop living from scarcity and to begin feeling abundant because she was focusing on what she didn't have. So she bought one small extravagance, a jar of olives stuffed with almonds, because they were expensive. And for her at that time, that was a real indulgence, and it was something she really enjoyed. And she invited a friend over, and they laughed and sipped wine. I guess the friend brought the wine, and pretended that they were already on vacation in Mexico. So you can just see them in the living room. I don't know if she put sand on the floor or what she did, but they were imagining it and she was eating the olives. She wasn't trying to fool the universe. She was training her own consciousness to experience abundance before the outer evidence appeared. Now, it might seem really silly, and if somebody said to you, well, what were you doing this weekend? Oh, well, I was eating olives stuffed with almonds and imagining I was in Mexico, and they'd go like, you're bonkers. The story isn't really about a trip to Mexico. It's about changing the inner experience before the outer circumstances can change. And it's recognizing that whatever you've been thinking about is what's not causing that to come to you because you've limited it. And so I think there are 3 lessons hidden in those olives stuffed with almonds. Clarity creates direction. Feel the future before you see it. And let life surprise you. So clarity creates direction because before anything happened, Edwene had to answer one simple question. What do I really want? So think about this situation that seems to have a barrier around it for you. What is it you really want? And answer that as clearly as you can. So she filled an entire legal pad of desires, first of all the things she wanted. New shoes, a relationship, a trip to Mexico City, and you might do that yourself. Just make a list of all those things. Notice she didn't pray generally for more. She was very specific. Infinite intelligence responds through us according to the clarity of our acceptance. And the acceptance only begins when we're clear. So like we have a board member who wanted a new car and it had to be lime green. And I laughed at her and said, well, it may not end up being green. Don't be disappointed if it's better than the green that you've expected. Well, she ended up with better and green. So that's okay because she was being specific. She was willing to wait for it to come in the right form. So imagine ordering a coffee by saying, I'd like something warm. And the barista would just stare at you like, okay. Life responds much the same way. If you put a lukewarm desire out there of, oh, well, I would like things to be better than they are. Well, what does that mean? Get specific. When you're vague, your energy is vague. You are not dialing into something that's specifically for you. You're just this blanket kind of request. And a blanket request is okay, but it may not be satisfying what it is that you would like to experience. So when you're clear, your attention, imagination, and actions begin aligning. Clarity isn't telling Source what to do. It's allowing your own consciousness to come into focus. And that's really the difference. Because you're in a responsive field. And when you're clear, it goes, oh, that's what you want to fill this time and space with. Sometimes we think prayer is giving the universe instructions. And a lot of people probably in this room even think that prayer is, this is how I want the end result to be. And yet, and you'll say things like, here's my problem, here's the solution I would like, and I would like to happen by Friday. Anybody relate to that, Marcia? Not pointing any fingers. But that's not really how spiritual principles work. Imagine you decide you want to move to a new city. You don't know exactly where you'll live, who you'll meet, or what job you'll have. But you're absolutely clear on the kind of life that you want to create. You want to wake up feeling inspired, perhaps. You want meaningful work. You want a supportive community. You want financial ease. And you want to be close to nature. Now you notice those are rather specific, but not crazy specific. You're not saying, I want to wake up feeling inspired because so-and-so lives across the road. Or I want meaningful work and it has to be X and it has to pay X. So it's specific but open-handed. And there's a subtle difference there. Notice that your clarity isn't about dictating every detail. I had a girlfriend when we made a list of the kind of guy that we wanted to date. And she listed all the things that she wanted, and we went to a singles dance, and we were dancing, and this guy came and asked her to dance, and when she came back to the table, she said, he didn't have his front teeth. I forgot to put that they should have their own teeth on the list. So, getting really specific can mean then that the universe may not be able to find who you're looking for. Anyway, I think she finally found someone who had his own teeth, but that's okay. It's about becoming clear on the qualities of the life that you're choosing. And that's where the specificity comes in. As that clarity grows, something interesting starts to happen. You begin noticing opportunities you would have ignored before. And it's not that they didn't already exist. They did, but you just didn't see them. Deborah, when we were doing this exercise about green cars and different things, I explained something like, imagine if you could see a green car everywhere that you go. Well, she started seeing green cars everywhere she went, because that's the kind of energy we put out when we have an expectation of something. Maybe someone mentions a job opening because that's what you're looking for, is something that really fits who you are. Or a friend introduces you to someone and they're exactly the perfect person for what it was that you were looking for, a skill set or a personality. Or a neighborhood suddenly feels right when you're driving through it. I remember before we moved to Southern Ontario, my husband was taking some courses. And so I was driving around Cambridge, Kitchener, Waterloo, Hamilton area. And as I drove through Cambridge, something hit me that, yes, this is the neighborhood that we need to start in. And that's where we first purchased our first home. So you ask different questions because you're seeing through a different lens when you have an expectation. So the outer world hasn't changed. You have. And that's why clarity is so powerful. It isn't about telling Source, bring me this exact house, this exact person, this exact opportunity. It's about allowing your own consciousness to become so clear that you naturally recognize the right next step when it appears. I mean, when we were moving back to Ontario and I had been hired here at Unity in Hamilton, there was a vacant spot at Unity in Kitchener. And I said to Randy, wouldn't it be wonderful if you got to be the minister in Kitchener and I was the minister in Hamilton? And maybe we could live somewhere halfway between. Now, we had no idea whether he'd get a job in Kitchener or not, but it was just this conversation we had. But I saw it so clearly. Well, guess where we bought a house? 38.5 kilometers from Kitchener, 38.5 kilometers from Hamilton. Now, he didn't end up getting that position, but the universe heard me and found us the perfect house. We still love it today. So think of a camera lens. When it's out of focus, everything looks blurry. And nothing is wrong with the landscape. The lens simply needs adjusting. And that's sort of what we're talking about with this idea of olives. And life is the same way. Prayer doesn't change reality. I'm sorry to say, if you thought it did, it doesn't. It changes the one who is praying. And as soon as you have expectations that are different than what you were worried about, then something good starts to unfold. And you have created this ripple effect to those people that you're even concerned about. So clarity isn't telling Source what to do. It's bringing your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions into alignment with the life that you are choosing to create. So your decisions become clearer, your intuition becomes stronger, your fears quiet down, and possibilities that were always present suddenly become visible. And that's what Edwene was really doing when she wrote down her dream of Mexico City. She wasn't sending a shopping list to the universe. She was bringing her own heart into focus. And it's a bit like vision boarding, except that in what Edwene did, she wrote it down and then she acted upon it. So the real principle Edwene was demonstrating was that olives didn't change the universe. They changed Edwene's relationship to her dream. She stopped treating Mexico as an impossible fantasy and started relating to it as a real possibility. Like, I could imagine they're sipping their wine and eating their olives and just imagining, the sound of flamenco music or something. And it was very real in that moment. And the shift didn't guarantee the outcome either, but it changed how she engaged with the opportunity. Because she didn't know what was going to happen with that imagining. Clarity isn't telling Source what to do. It's allowing your own consciousness to come into focus. And that's the fine but really specific distinction. So here's an illustration. Think about using your GPS for those of you that have it. It cannot calculate a route until you enter a destination. It just can't. And if you veer off that destination, the GPS can be a real pain. The early ones used to say, you're off route, you're off route, you're off route, which was really good. I wish that Spirit would do the same. You're off route, you're off route, you're off route. Prosperity consciousness actually begins by choosing a destination. And you might think prosperity is just money. It isn't. It's an abundance of all things in your life. Health, wholeness, friends, anything that you can think of. That's what prosperity is. And money too. So here's a reflection. Where in your life are you asking for something better? Instead of becoming crystal clear about what better actually means. What does that mean? So feel the future before you see it. Now, she was imagining, Edwene was, of being in Mexico and having a good time. Edwene's teacher told her something that sounded completely ridiculous. She said to her, "You don't feel rich." Of course she didn't. She could barely pay the electric bill. And she's going like, yeah, you're not telling me anything I don't know. And then came the challenge. Go do something that makes you feel abundant. Not irresponsible, not extravagant, just abundant. So she bought a tiny jar of olives stuffed with almonds. I remember when I first did this exercise, I went to a very expensive store in Ottawa and I bought one truffle because they were something like $5 a piece, and that was a real extravagance. But we were doing this prosperity visioning. And I remember thinking as I sat outside on a bench and I was taking tiny little bites of it and just going, wow. I never had imagined I would buy a $5 chocolate that was this big. She invited a friend over and they drank wine and they pretended they were already vacationing in Mexico, which you know about. And they imagined walking through markets too. So they expanded that idea and they visited the pyramids and they laughed. They weren't pretending to fool the universe. They were practicing the new emotional set point. This is something modern neuroscience actually supports in their research. Our brains continually build expectations from repeated emotional experiences. So if you've been repeating negative emotional experiences around something that hasn't shown up for you, then it's not going to show up for you because you have so much energy around that. What if you turned it around? What would it look like if that wasn't the issue and success in that area was the case? What kind of emotions would you feel then? So when you rehearse possibility instead of limitation, you literally begin noticing opportunities that you previously overlooked. And again, you didn't magically like wiggle your nose and all of a sudden it showed up. It's always been there. You just didn't see it. You weren't ready to receive it. Your perception changes, and perception influences your actions. So here's an example. Have you ever bought a new car and suddenly you notice that exact model everywhere? Like we bought a Honda. I see so many Hondas. It's just amazing. They were always there. My awareness changed, and so does yours. Prosperity consciousness works similarly, and it has to do with your health as well. If what you're focusing on is, oh, I seem to be going down the tubes, well, guess what? Or love, looks like there's none for me. Guess what? Or joy, when will I be happy again? What would be the opposite of that? Gosh, today I felt better than yesterday. Maybe I can't leap to I feel fantastic, but I can say, wow, I had like an hour where I felt really good. Or, oh my goodness, what a loving thing that was for someone to do. Or you have a little giggle. You might even say, that was really a stupid joke, but you giggle. So when you begin living from gratitude, expectancy, and possibility, you notice doors that were invisible yesterday, and they were there. So let life surprise you. So Edwene still had no money. She had done all of this visioning, and they had toured the pyramids, and she had eaten her olives, and the travel deadline arrived. And she said, I've done everything I know to do. She was feeling kind of like, maybe this stuff doesn't work. Have you ever been there? Then she went to her mother's house, and a letter arrived from someone she hadn't heard from in 15 years. Inside was a check, exactly enough for the ticket to Mexico, plus spending money. Now, here's my favorite part. Many of us would stop the story there. Wonderful ending. Except Edwene adds the sequel. While in Mexico, her friend Lana kept receiving flowers everywhere they went, because that was what she was imagining, was receiving flowers. She'd get gardenias and roses and orchids, and of course, Edwene's watching this like. Finally, Edwene looks towards heaven, which is where, we seem to focus on that as being where God is, but it's not. And she says, okay, I'd like a little sign that I'm loved too, please. 15 minutes later, a waiter arrived with appetizers. They're in Mexico now, remember. Olives stuffed with almonds. Now, what's the likelihood of that? Like, is that a confirmation or what? So the very symbol that had represented her abundance months earlier, how did it know? Because we live, move, and have our being in a loving, responsive universe that says, I love you so much, I'm going to bring you that which you're focused on. Now, I don't know how they ended up with olives stuffed with almonds, and who needs to know? But they did. I mean, my husband, Randy, when I first met him, I had made a list of the things that I was looking for, and did not include front teeth, but that didn't matter. I wanted someone who would be like a father figure for my son, because I was a single parent. I wanted my son to maybe have a dog. I wanted to really just enjoy being with a partner that I could walk side by side with. And I met Randy, and what Randy was looking for was a new vehicle. And guess what I had? I had a new vehicle. And guess what color it was? His favorite color, blue. And what did he have? A German Shepherd. So my son got a dog. I got a man. Ben had a father figure. Ben got the dog, and Randy got a blue truck, and he got a family with it. So the universe knows what's in your heart. And when you open up to the possibility of what it is that you would really like to experience in life, not specifically, like he didn't say to the universe, I want a blue truck. He just was having trouble with his van. It wasn't working. It's almost like the life smiled and said, I remember, with those olives. And for Randy and for me, I remember. I know who you are. I love you so much. Sometimes demonstrations aren't simply about receiving. Sometimes they're about relationship. And I know for me, I've had many of those types of events occur in my life over the years. And long before I was even focused on spirituality, if you know what I mean, when I look back, I would have called them synchronicities or coincidences, but I recognize now that that's in fact not what it was, and that I had this personal and intimate relationship with this greater part of me that loved me and heard me and knew me that intimately. So the reminders that we're participating in something far larger than ourselves. And I would like to, at this moment, just call it love because it responds in the way that I believe unconditional love does, especially the nice little surprises. And sometimes infinite intelligence can have a wonderful sense of humor, too. So prosperity isn't believing money magically appears, or that excellent health magically happens, or loving relationships just happen like that. Sometimes they do. Or that your life is joy-filled living all of the time. It's not believing that as a magical thing. It's recognizing that who you are is broadcasting out there, and what you're getting in every way is who you're being. Prosperity is believing life is infinitely more creative than your fears. And that's I think the most amazing thing for me is that I can be half my day worrying and being afraid and focused on the negative, and all I have to do is spend a little bit of time on the positive. And that seems to show up greater than the other. So if you're saying, well, I have a hard time being positive, I tend to be more negative or afraid a lot of the time, that's okay. Start where you're at. Start with one idea. And like we say in the Great Peace Experiment, 3 minutes and 48 seconds in one day is enough to make a shift. So it's about clarity and about cultivating the feeling before the evidence. So it's remaining open to channels that you could never have imagined, because you're getting what you imagined. So don't you want more than that? Don't you want more? That Source knows what's in your heart and knows what will tickle your fancy and what will make your heart sing. Why not let it in? Most of us spend our lives trying to tell life how our good should arrive because we think we know best. But you know what? If you knew best, you'd be living your best life. Edwene discovered something different. Your job is the vision. Your job is the alignment. Your job is the willingness. The how belongs to something much larger than who we are. So ask yourself this: what am I truly asking life to become through me? That's a big question. Oh, somebody yawned. They're like, oh, I'm ready for a nap with that question. What small action today would allow me to feel more abundant? What action would it be? This one? What am I truly asking life to become through me? Marcia is taking notes, so we have to give her some time because she doesn't write quickly. She's pondering it though. So what am I truly asking life to become through me? Find a dime in the parking lot? I think much bigger than that. Sorry, Bruce. I'm asking life to become through me the best life that I can possibly experience, that is at my pace, and that fills my life with the kind of joy, and not necessarily joy all the time. I don't want to be joyful all the time, but I want to feel engaged and important and valued and exhilarated and challenged and expressive. How about you? So what small action today would allow me to feel more abundant? Feeling more abundant means I'll open this jar and I'll share one with all of you because I'm prosperous. There's no almonds in these, though, I'm sorry to say, because I couldn't find any. So if somebody finds them, please bring them in. I'd like to try them. Costco has them, but they would have a huge something, and I don't know, what if I didn't like them? Yeah, that was Edwene's goal. So where might I be limiting the channels through which good can arrive? See, I just limited my channels. So how are you limiting your channels? And what if life is already arranging something that I cannot yet see? It just hasn't shown up yet. Like with Edwene, it was the last minute that check arrived in the mail. She had to go to her mother's house actually to find it. So perhaps every one of us has our own version of olives stuffed with almonds. A simple symbol, a reminder that life remembers your dreams. And not only remembers them, but is constantly attempting to bring them to you if you're only open to that possibility. That nothing is too small to be noticed. And that when you align your consciousness with possibility, the universe often responds in ways that are not only unexpected, but can be playful. So this week, become clear. Practice abundance in one simple way. If it's your health, if it's money, if it's joy, if it's relationships, practice it being fabulous, whatever that is. And stay open to surprise. And if someone unexpectedly serves you olives stuffed with almonds, smile. Wouldn't that be a hoot if all of you came back next week and said, "Oh my gosh, look what they served me"? You may have just received your own little wink from the universe. So join with me in this spiritual mind treatment. And like we've done in the past, let's read it together. Or you can close your eyes and just hear the words. There is one infinite presence expressing as all of life, and I am one with it. I know abundance is natural expression of the life flowing through me. My mind is clear, my heart is open, and I live joyfully, welcome new ideas, unexpected opportunities, generous relationships, and inspired action. I trust the perfect unfolding of my highest good through countless visible and invisible channels. I live with gratitude, expectancy, and confidence, knowing life delights in expressing itself creatively through me. Every experience reminds me that I am supported, guided, and deeply loved. With a grateful heart, I release these words into the creative law, knowing they are already fulfilled, and so it is. Whew. Okay, and like I like to do, what were your thoughts with this? Marcia, we'll start with you since you have a microphone. She's getting it set up. It has to scoop around her ears.
Things always.
Yes.
Yeah, my teeth are in the front.
I'm so glad, Marcia.
No, I'm good. I'm good, Bruce. Thank you so much. All right. Where do we begin? I used to hang out with some folks probably 12 years ago in this self-improvement world. And something would be discussed, and then someone would go home. It happened to me. I come back the next day. I tell the instructor, and he'd say, "You can't make this up." I want to say it's about today.
Yes.
My my takeaways, and the reason is for my own self. I went to the library this week to pick up a book. It took me a long time to get there, and on my way out, they had the 7-day loan section. I saw this another book I wanted, but it was like huge. So I thought there's no way I could read that in 7 days. And I was going forward and I saw another book. It was Rhonda Byrne's 21 Days to Wealth or whatever it is.
Okay.
And that was a much smaller book. So I thought, well, I'll see what it says in there. And one of the exercises, because I too am looking for ways to open my mind to abundance, mind blowing. Think of all the money that was spent on you when you were a kid, when you were in deep receptive mode, and you were basically taking everything for granted.
Yes.
Incredibly mind-blowing. So I'm attaching that experience to this one and taking away who I am, or sorry, what I am broadcasting will bring back to me. Oh, I didn't say that right. Whatever I'm broadcasting is going to come back to me in visible form.
Yes.
So my intention is to broadcast more abundant thoughts so that I may reap more abundant experiences. And the four questions, trust me, I'm going to ponder those, especially the first one. What am I truly asking life to become through me?
Yes. And that's a big one.
I couldn't
Yeah.
answer it right now.
No,
Yeah.
and many of us can't without
Mhm.
some time to ponder, unless you've actually been working on it. Yeah, thank
Mhm.
you. So, Bruce, did you have something to share, or are we moving on?
Oh, I guess I could say thanks for the lesson. I don't like olives, and I'm hoping to find a buck in the parking lot instead. But but the reason I said that is because I never knew who was driving my bus. That's why I say I was hoping for. You're hoping for little things, so things like that are a symbol for me, type of thing.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
But I'm getting over. I'm finally discovering who was driving my bus other than me, type of thing, and it's actually working. I decided I always had trouble with getting my needs met, like when I was growing up. So I always just instantaneously met them, whether I had to go into debt for it, whatever, right? So the first of this year, I said, okay, I want to stop that because I don't like that pressure.
Yes.
So it's actually working. Money's showing up when I got a Visa bill on last week, and then a check came through with the insurance company. Didn't cover the whole Visa bill, but it was a
Yeah.
good chunk, and things are just kind of falling into place. I'm going. I feel like I'm starting to drive my own bus now.
Yay.
Type of thing, And
That's why you had that training as a bus driver.
Yeah, I drove a bus for 40 years. It wasn't mine though. So yeah, great.
Yeah,
So
well,
thank you
never
very-
too late.
for
Thank
sure.
you.
Thank you very much.
Anybody at home have anything to share?
Okay, I'll share first. I really enjoyed your message today, but I liked that the camera lens. I think that was really cool. Things are fuzzy until you clarify.
Yes.
And like you, once you get a new car, I noticed every single car on the road, particularly when I was at a shopping mall and I forgot where I parked my car.
Yes.
Which
Yeah,
one is it?
that's a real bugger, isn't it?
But Celia said this, and I'm not sure if you actually said it while I was typing a message, but she called the GPS the Global Possibility Prosperity System.
Okay,
I think that's pretty
good
cool.
one.
And that's it.
Okay, thank you. No, we'll call it a day for that, and let's invite the kids in. Come on up here. Just want you to show everyone at home and on the cameras what you created today. I understand that you were working with your imagination. And look at how different everyone's imagination is.
I created this bird.
There's a bird,
I called it the green-haired ostrich.
the green-haired ostrich.
Ostron.
Ostron, okay.
I also made a bunch of.
It's not turned on.
Oh,
Is it dead?
there we go.
Okay.
There we go.
I also made some flowers. These two are called Astracus floris. These four are called Linnaeus floris.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And the final one, which is this, is Impossicus floris.
Oh my goodness. I think we might have a botanist, budding botanist on our hands here.
Where do I get my imagination from?
Where does the
The center of-
imagination come from?
God. Let me double check.
From
Between the
God?
eyes. God and between the body part for
Okay.
imagination. I use my imagination to create my inner and outer world.
Very good. Thank you, everybody.
And June, imagination. Disciple, Bartholomew. Color, light blue. Body area, between the eyes. I involve my imagination in all my prayers, envisioning the good which God has for me.
Thank you so much. And know that we have multiple ways that you can give now, including if you're at home, you can scan that QR code that's there. And let's say the conscious giving affirmation together. Can you kids read that with me? Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all I give, all I receive, and so it is.
Right.
And now if you want to sing along with Emilio, you're welcome to, or you can sit down or whatever you want to do.
Here we go. So our last song is My Religion is Kindness by Karen Drucker. My religion is kindness. My church is nature. My God is a feeling that lives deep inside. My job is to be conscious. My path is forgiveness. My religion is kindness, and I practice it every day. Everyone is a story. Everyone is pain. When we strip away our masks, we find that we're really all the same. It's those little things we say and do that can mean so much. It's a smile, love, connection, a simple love and touch. My religion is kindness. My church is nature. My God is a feeling that lives deep inside. My job is to be conscious. My path is forgiveness. My religion is kindness, and I practice it every day. Today I'm gonna ask myself, what more can I do to be a radiant child of God and let my love shine through? I'm gonna let my heart be my guide to give the best of me. I'm gonna share my joy, share my love, give it boundlessly. My religion is kindness. My church is nature. My God is a feeling that lives deep inside. My job is to be conscious. My path forgiveness. My religion is kindness, and I practice it every day. Yeah. Woo. Excellent. Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. But then Jack fell down and broke his crown, and Jill came running after. She said, Jack, tell me, what can I do to help ease your mind? He said, hold my hand and just be kind, and I know I'll be fine. My church is nature, my God is a feeling that lives deep inside. My job is to be conscious, my path is forgiveness. My religion is kindness, and I practice it every day. My religion is kindness, my church is nature. My God is a feeling that lives deep inside. My job is to be conscious, my path is forgiveness. My religion is kindness, and I practice it every day. My religion is kindness, and I practice it every day. My religion is kindness, and I practice it every day.
Fantastic. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for being with us from home. And if you're watching it after the fact, thank you for watching. I love you, and I love those of you that are here. Bye for now.